Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video. And today I have my sort of going on fall winter favorites for you. I don't really tend to do these monthly or anything like that because I'm just not really a big fan of monthly favorites, because how can you have so many favorites every single month? I don't know about you, but I can't do that. So I have selected a few things that I'm currently loving, and I just like doing these whenever I feel like it, when I feel I have enough products that I'm loving. I have a little bit of everything here. I've got some makeup, some beauty bits, some fashion bits, but also one food favorite, so stick around for that. My first favorite is this perfume, and this is the Katy Perry Killer Queen perfume. I bought this last year actually on sale, and I was wearing it a little bit then, but I actually bought it towards the end of winter, and I really think this is a nice like fall wintry scent. It is a lot sweeter than I usually go for, but I do really like this. It has a very nice sort of like musky berry scent to it, and I just really like the warmth it gives, and it adds to, you know, my overall mood. So I've been going for this a lot, and this is a very big bottle, but I've used up pretty much the top half already, and that's how much I've been using this. Now, two of my favorites fall into the makeup tools category, and the first one is this. This is a crown brush, and I kind of bought this as an emergency because my Sigma Duo fiber brush, which was exactly like this one, actually fell apart, and yeah, that was a bit of a shame. So I ended up buying this from a random store that was in my, previous hometown, and I've been really liking this. It was a little stiff and a little like not as easy to use at first, but with use and with washing it, it's definitely like loosened up a little bit, and this is what I love to use for my bronzer. Now, my second tool favorite won't come as a surprise for you, because that is the Primark Beauty Blender dupe. I reviewed this on my blog the other day, and I will link that review in the down bar if you're interested. And this is just a really nice makeup sponge. It is huge. I just use it to apply my foundation today, and it just grows so much. And at first these feel very dense, but when you wet them, they actually become really springy and bouncy. It does take a long time to dry down though. That's the only downside. I also have some skincare favorites. The first one is another recent review, and that is the Body Shop's Aloe Soothing Moisture Lotion with SPF 15. This has been my daily moisturizer, and I love this. I didn't really like any of like the cream moisturizer kind of items from the Aloe Vera line up until now, but this was a fairly recent release, and I've been loving this. This has been absolutely wonderful in the morning, works well under makeup as well, and I've just been loving this. I'm definitely going to repurchase when I'm running out. And then another skincare favorites is this. This is the skin oil by Kruidvat Originals. This is the almond version. This is a Dutch drugstore brand, and I believe I bought this with like points, and I think I only paid €2 for this, and I'm not sure if you can see how much is in there, but it's like I've got about this much left, and I've been loving this as like a prep before I put on my nighttime moisturizer. It's definitely been able to lock in that moisture, and I've been really struggling with the colder weather, my skin drying down a lot more, and this has been helping a lot with that. So I've been loving this, and it's a very cheap and cheerful product. Another product that I've been loving that is a little bit new for me is the EOS lip balms. And I used to love EOS lip balms. A few years ago I had their honeysuckle one, and then I kind of fell out of love with them, I guess. I didn't feel they were as moisturizing as I needed it to be. But then I tried some new of their limited edition Christmas peppermint scent, and this is just a lot more creamier. And I've been really loving the scent. I've been really loving the texture of this. I've been finding that with these per scent, the texture can change a little bit. So I've also been loving the coconut milk one, I believe. That's also a little bit more rich. And this one is too. This is the peppermint cream version, if I'm not mistaken. So depending on which one you get, these actually work really well. In hair care, I've been loving this, and this is the Aussie Beach Waves Miracle Beach Wave Spray. This is like a texturizing spray, and I love using this on wet hair. It's like the last step I do in my hair care routine, and I'm just loving this. It gives a lot of texture to my hair. I haven't been really using much hair product lately because I've been trying to get my hair to grow a little bit longer, so sometimes it doesn't always work, but this has been working really well. And oh, the smell of this smells so good. A lot of the Aussie products tend to smell like candy, but this definitely doesn't. This is a great scent. It's a little bit sweet, but not sickly, so I've been really enjoying that. I also have some makeup-y bits that I've been loving, and the first one is this. I never used to use primers at all, but I've been recently really into this, and this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. I bought a couple of primers to try in the past couple of months, and so far when I started using this, I've been loving this. Again, I really needed to add a little bit of moisture to my skin, and this has been doing that for me. So I moisturize, let that sink in for a little while, and then right before I do my makeup, I apply this, and then I put my makeup on over top, and I've been finding that it lasts longer and that it looks a lot better too. So I've been loving the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. I already mentioned making my makeup last. Ever since I moved, I now have to ride my bicycle a lot more, and that I find has been taking a lot more of a toll on my actual makeup wearing. So I've been also using the Urban Decay All Nighter makeup setting spray to try and make my makeup last a lot longer. At first, I never really, wanted to use a setting spray like this because I felt I didn't really need it. Because for the most part, my makeup lasts pretty okay. I have pretty dry skin, so I don't really have any problems with fading. I just have a lot of like little lines here, so my concealer tends to cake up, and that's about it. And then I just like tap it back in, and that's all I need really. But for this, I've been really liking how this makes my face makeup last a little bit longer. My foundation tends to rub off on my nose and on my chin quite quickly, and it sometimes bunches up here because I have some larger pores in between my brows. And I've been finding that together with the primer and this, my makeup has been looking pretty great. I'm not on my face today, sadly, because I'm trying out a new foundation today. I hope to be reviewing that soon. But I have been wearing the IT Cosmetics CC Cream so much the past couple of weeks. I bought this in the springtime, and I don't really like a lot of foundation over the summer. So now that it's winter, and now that this shade actually matches me as well, I have this in the shade Fair. I've been really, really loving this. Again, it has those like skincare properties, and with my skin feeling so dry and just a little flaky, I've been finding that this with some added moisturizers and some face oils, that this has been really making my makeup look great. This blends in nicely, the shade matches great. I've just been really loving this product. I totally get the hype, and I've totally hopped onto that bandwagon. Oh yeah. Then in fashion favorites, my first favorite is a pair of shoes, and that is this pair. I bought this on ASOS, and I actually should have waited with buying these because I should have waited for the Black Friday sales because they did a 20% off code, but oh well. I got this just before it, like a couple of weeks, and I love black boots. I keep buying them. I already have way too many, but I don't really have too many pointy-toed shoes. And when I saw that ASOS were doing a Chelsea boot pointy toe, like just your classic staple pointy boots in a wide fit, because I have pretty wide feet, so if I wear anything with a pointy toe that isn't made for wide feet, then it kind of looks silly after a while because my toe tends to like stick out on the side. So I found these and they fit like a glove, like straight away. I put these on, I was like, yes, I need to have these. And I've been finding that with ASOS, a lot of these like standard, like everyday boots that you can wear, they've been selling out really quickly. So I was like, when I saw these, I saw them in the new in section and I snatched them up straight away. Now the next item I want to show you, and that has been a firm favorite, is a coat that I've had for years, and it is a teddy lined parka from Primark. I bought this absolutely yonks ago. I can't remember when. But I may have had this for like 4 years already. And last year at the end of winter, the zip of the jacket actually broke. Like right here at the bottom, it like ripped and the thing fell off, and I couldn't put the zipper back together. And I was like, oh, that's such a shame. And I've been looking for parka coats, but of course, something like this with the teddy lining wasn't going to be around until fall time again. Because by the time this broke, it was like March. So most of these coats were already gone. And I just like, oh, shall I buy a new one? And then my mom mentioned that there's a tailor in their town, and that they're really good at fixing things for not that much money. So I actually had a new zip put in, and it was less expensive than actually buying a new coat. And I've been wearing this so much because I've been finding with all of the bike riding that I've been doing that a shorter coat like this it's a lot easier to wear, and this has just been keeping me just warm enough, but not that I'm like overheating on the bike either. So because that was an issue, like the first day I left on my bicycle, I was so hot. I was like, no, but this coat has been doing the job excellently. The other two items I want to show you, I also showed you in a recent haul, and it's two of the sweaters that I bought. These are both from H&M, and the first one I got is this like high neck, like purple, blue, pink. There's a bit of pastel yellow in here, and I've been wearing this so much. In my haul, I mentioned how I was hating on these little splits on the side, but I've actually been finding that I don't really mind those. I actually have to get this out of the wash in order to show you this. That's how much I loved it. I've been wearing this like tons, and I wear it like 2 days in a row, which I hardly ever do with my clothing, but it's just really nice and snuggly and warm, and I've been loving it. So that's a firm favorite. Another favorite, just because I got so many compliments when I was wearing this, is this orange toned red crew neck sweater with these super billowy sleeves. This is also from H&M, as I mentioned, and when I wore this to work, I was actually having a really bad day. I felt like I was getting sick, like I was coming down with the flu, and I was just feeling so dreadful that day. But I wore this, and everybody was like, oh my god, you look so nice today, that color looks great on you, blah blah blah. And that just totally made my day, and it actually made me feel a little bit better too. So this sweater, again, it's nice, cozy, warm, but this color is everything. Then I have one more favorite for you, and as I mentioned, I also have a food favorite, and it's not necessarily food, but I've been really liking this tea. This is a Yumchaa loose tea in this flavor, Marzipan Superfan, and it's a rooibos tea with red cherry plum, marzipan, and almonds. I bought this in England. Yumchaa is a tea brand that has a couple of tea rooms around London, and they also sell their teas on like little markets. And I actually found them on Camden Market, which is also where they have one of their shops. And I smelled this and I thought, that's really great, but this is such a great fall time tea. It has this like nice warmth of like the rooibos, but it has this little bit of sweetness. I've been loving this as like an after dinner tea. Like instead of having dessert, I'll have this because it has that nice little sweetness to it. But since it's a tea, it's not that bad. This is definitely like more of like a treat yourself kind of tea. It's not like the kind of tea that you have on a daily basis, but I've been loving this, and it's been great on like rainy days. It's been making me feel super like fall-like with the leaves coming down, and we've already had some snow here too. And this is just the best tea to like really have that nice and warm and cozy feeling when you're indoors and it's absolutely pouring outside. So that's it. Those were all of the favorites that I wanted to show you. These are the things that I've been loving in the past, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 months or so. These are definitely like firm favorites that have been popping up left and right since the beginning of October. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe because I make new videos every single week. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!